Everybody should have their Elements of Communication work packet with them. Before we move forward here, make sure you look around for your buddies who might not have been here yesterday, and allow them to copy down the notes on the sender from you. These notes on pages 6 and 7 are necessary to have before moving forward and doing your 2 speaking goals for this unit. You're going to use your feedback I gave you on your 1-minute speech, as well as all of these tips for being a good sender or speaker yesterday, and you're going to make 2 specific goals for yourself for the coming speeches that we're going to do that will be for points. Make sure that your speaking goals are specific based on that feedback or those notes. So for example, one of my goals may be I'm going to do a better job of making eye contact with all parts of the room when I'm giving my speech, or I'm going to stop rocking back and forth and have my hands in my pockets when I'm up speaking. Be realistic with yourself, things that you know you could improve upon that you can use as a focus on your upcoming speeches. Now we're going to be moving on to pages 8 and 9 and taking notes on the receiver. As we take these notes, make sure to hit pause as needed so that you can get all of the information into your notebook on pages 8 and 9. Yesterday, we learned that the sender in the communication model is the person who initiates or starts the message. And we talked about why we call that person the sender and not the speaker, because communication is not always verbal, even though that's a lot of the focus this unit. So instead of calling the person receiving the message, the person meant to get the message, the listener, we're going to call them the receiver for that same reason, that communication is not always verbal. So make sure you get onto your notes here. The person who is meant to get the message, write that in on the blank in your notebook. There is a big difference between hearing and listening, and I experience this as a teacher every day. In fact, I've shared my frustrations with you about this. Hearing is involuntary. We do it without even trying. You probably learned in health class in middle school about voluntary parts of our body like heartbeat, breathing, things we don't even need to think about to have happen. Hearing is passive. It does not require action from us to hear a sound. Listening, on the other hand, is voluntary. It's a skill. We have to make an effort and be aware to do it. You have to be active, meaning it requires action or effort from us. My frustration with this is I have the loudest voice in the world, and I do my best at giving very specific directions to students and explaining what we're doing. And then almost every day I find that while you are all hearing me, many of you were not truly listening to the information as you should. So now you're going to watch a quick video that illustrates this issue. See if you recognize any of your friends or family in this, or if you have been guilty of not listening like this.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot to tell you a story. I was just about to tell you a story, but that's fine. I'll go after. Okay, so basically I was at the mall, right? And mind you, I was completely minding my own business, and who do I see walking towards me but Emma? So I wave. What? No way. Yeah. But anyways, so I waved at her, and she looked at me and acted as if I was a complete stranger. And I was just like, are you kidding me, Emma? Like, do you not... Dude, are you even listening? Yeah, no, definitely. Really? Okay, so Emma ignored me, and, so then I went to go talk. What the hell? Yeah, so I got to my car, and it's a flying car, and, I went to go fly past a bank, and I went inside to rob it. I went inside to rob the bank. Yeah, no, I mean, I hate her too. She's just the worst. So, after unsuccessfully robbing the bank, I naturally went to a pig farm. And I saw a female pig, so I rubbed her stomach, and a genie popped right out of her nipples, and that genie granted me 3 wishes, and now I'm a gazillionaire. I have 14 mansions, a pet dragon, and 4 kids, 2 of which are aliens that are from Mars, so that was my day. Oh, are you done? Yeah, I'm done my story. Now tell me yours. Oh yeah, I was just gonna tell you, I read about that tool Justin Bieber, and like, have you heard what he's been doing? Like, what a dude, are you even listening?
Again, just as a reminder, I know I went fast on that last slide, so hit pause or rewind if you're not catching all the notes to put into your packet. There are actually different types of listening. Appreciative hearing or listening, really that should say appreciative listening, is a type of listening with a primary focus to enjoy the experience, like listening to music for pleasure or a captivating, interesting speech. You're probably much better listeners when it's something you're enjoying, like you're watching YouTuber that you like, or watching a show. Empathetic listening is what you probably are developing more as teenagers, as friendships become more important. This is the type of listening specifically meant to improve trust and understanding with another person. You're truly trying to understand how they feel and make a connection with them. Comprehensive listening is the listening you should really be doing right now and you should be doing in your classes on the daily. It's the type of listening with the focus on understanding the meaning of the words spoken, specifically learning information that you need to do well in your classes. And then critical listening is a type of listening with the focus on evaluating or judging or forming an opinion. It's where the sender or the speaker is trying to persuade you of something. You're trying to make an informed decision based on what you are listening to. Just a few more notes I'm going to throw at you for today. Again, the first few days here, we have a lot of terms to define. And then we're going to start putting this into practice. The message is the information that the sender wants to communicate. So get that into your notes on page 8. The channel, which is something I've left off the communication model, but we're going to talk a lot about, is the mode in which the message is communicated from one person to another. I've already mentioned this. There are many other ways for a sender to send a message to the receiver besides spoken communication. Think about all of the ways that a message can be sent and received. And I'm going to skip that for now until tomorrow. And then finally, the context, the last notes you're going to take on page 8, are all of the factors that work together in a communication to determine the meaning of a message, whether or not the meaning was properly communicated. Again, we're going to talk about when these factors go wrong and there's a breakdown, how there can be a missing translation of the message from one person to another. The last thing you're going to do in your books here today is you're going to go back to page 5, which we skipped. And we have defined several of these terms now. So either on your own or with a partner, try to fill out as many of these important terms using the word bank and then the definitions. Put the terms into the boxes next to the definitions as you can. We have not talked about all of these yet, but we are slowly building ourselves a study guide with all of this new terminology. Once you have finished the notes on the elements of communication, your options for the rest of this period are to independent read or do other homework. These are your only 2 choices, so make your selection now.